I'm already getting emotional. Hey guys, it's Annie, and I might get emotional, so we're just gonna go with it. There's no planning out what to say in this because I'm just gonna go for it. As you can see by the title of this video, it's not necessarily gonna be the happiest story that you've ever heard, but it's a big part of my life, and it is something that has really shaped me and guided me to where I am now in life and on the path that I am. This is too early to get emotional, okay. It's something that is sad, and it did happen 10 years ago, and I have dealt with it, and I'm not always sad about it. But I think I'm getting emotional right now because it's what guided me to start doing YouTube, and I've been on YouTube for 9 years now, and I've always wanted to share this, but I never felt like it was the right time. But I'm learning that there's never going to be a right time. So I'm just gonna do it. I still haven't even shared the story yet. Whew. But the reason that I want to share this is because I hope that it might help other people who have dealt with hard things. By the way, I wasn't sure if I was going to monetize this video, and I'm not sure if YouTube will allow it to be monetized. I'll get to the reason why I am deciding to later on. It has to do with I want to use the money to help other people and like donate it, but I will explain that down in the description as well as further on in the video. So please, if you're like, why is this monetized? I have a reason, and it's not for myself. Okay, so, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm finally sharing this. When I was 18 years old, I dated someone, and he passed away, and it was really, really hard on me. We were on NCA staff together, which is the National Cheerleaders Association. We put on summer camps for cheerleaders. I know when you think male cheerleader, you might not think like the coolest thing, but no. He's the kind of person who could just throw up a girl with one hand and just catch her and hold her in the air and do all the crazy flips, and it was really impressive and really cool, and everybody loved him. He was just this huge light. So it was my first summer doing NCA, and we spent that whole summer together pretty much. I really cared about him. We got really close. It is a little weird because being my first year on NCA staff, I didn't want him or me personally to tell people we were dating just because like I was one of the new girls. It's kind of weird. So no one we worked around really knew. And you know, it's like a coworker thing. I don't know. So that was a little strange, especially when the time came that he was gone. But anyway, we spent that whole summer together when I was 18, almost 19. And I was really sad when he got the news that he was moving to Texas because he got his dream job at the NCA headquarters. I was happy for him, but I was just really sad because I cared about him and he was moving to Texas. But it was gonna be okay because I was gonna save up and visit him, and we talked every day, we text every day, but the only issue was he had epilepsy, which I'm pretty sure the word for it is epilepsy because that's the only disorder that I can, is it a disorder that involves seizures? Because I know when I was 18, he told me, he's like, I have this, meaning I get seizures and I have to take medication. I'm pretty sure it was epilepsy, unless you know another thing that has to do with seizures that you need medication for. I'm going with epilepsy. So yeah, I even saw him have a seizure once, and it was really weird for me. Luckily it was at his house, so yeah, it was strange. But so he moved to Texas, and with his new job, he couldn't get medical insurance for I think at least a month or 3 months or something like that. So because he didn't have his medical insurance and he had this move, and you know that costs a lot, he couldn't at that point afford to get his expensive medication for his seizures. So he just wasn't taking it. And I just look back and I think like I had extra money. I know I can't do this to myself, but it's like I could have helped him or something. I could have given him money and spotted him for his medication, but I didn't know how serious it was. So having, an issue with having seizures and not having his medication and not being on his medication for a month, I got a call one night from someone on NCA saying that they found Chris's body. It was like the middle of the night. It was, I don't know, it was after midnight, like 12:30, 1:30. And they said they found his body. And I just obviously broke down, and it's so weird. It's so weird when you have this person that you care about and you talk to them every single day, and one day you just can't talk to them anymore. I don't cry about this anymore. I just also don't talk about it. And so I woke my parents up, and I was, I grew up going to church, so I told my mom, like, it was a Saturday night. I think it was the 4th of October, 4th or 5th of October. One of those dates. And I just cried to my parents. And I told them, like, I need to go to church tomorrow. Like, I need something to feel better. I don't know. It was so hard to comprehend. If you've ever lost someone, I just remember being so depressed. I just wanted to sleep all the time. I would take naps throughout the day, and every single morning I'd wake up, or anytime I'd wake up from a nap, I would remember that it's real, and I would think, like, this can't be real. There has to be some way just to, like, reverse time and, like, stop it. There has to be some way to make it so this isn't real. This can't be real. And I remember I used to be so excited to get texts from him every day, and anytime anyone would text or call me, my stomach would just drop, and I'd get so sad because I knew it would never be him again. And I would call his voicemail just so I could dial his number, and I remember I even texted his phone a few times even after he was gone, just because it was so hard to think I'm never going to get another text on my phone with his name popping up, or another call with his name popping up. And I was just so depressed. Obviously, that's not something everyone dies. Everyone loses people, but not everyone loses someone that they love at such an early age, like, romantically love. And I never even told him that. I never got to. I always felt it. I always wanted to tell him that, but I never told him that. And that's really difficult, that I never got to say that to him. And when I get depressed, I can't eat. Like, I just have no appetite. And so I didn't eat or drink water, pretty much, like, very minimal food or water for a week or two. Maybe it was a week. And I woke up one morning. I think my dad was on a business trip, so I was sleeping in the room with my mom, and I remember waking up one morning. I was so dizzy, and I walk out to the living room to my mom, and she looks at me and she's like, "What is wrong with you?" And I was just like, "I don't know." And she said that my face was white, my lips were white, I was just pale as a ghost. She said that I looked dead. And I went to go into the bathroom and I just passed out. So she took me to the doctor, and they had to hook me up to an IV all day long because I was severely dehydrated. It was really bad. And it's not like I was trying to not eat or drink. Like I said, when I'm depressed, it's really hard, and that was the most depressed I've obviously ever been. And then came his funeral. They had to fly him up from Texas to Washington. And as I mentioned with NCA, I didn't really want people knowing that we were dating, and I was a mess. So obviously I was like, I said that. I told them about it, and I feel like the information was not received very well. And especially from that point, maybe it was just my mindset at the time. I just felt like the information wasn't received very well by them, and I felt like an outsider, and I didn't feel accepted. But maybe that was just my just going through a traumatic experience and my mind just being all over the place. I don't know. but it was an open casket funeral. And so it was just weird. I just wanted to be by him, even though I know he's not in there. I just wanted to be by him. It was so weird touching him and him just being ice cold. And I just wanted to stay by his side, and I don't know. It was, I wrote him a note. I just remember this. I wrote him a note and I tucked it in his suit in the casket. Completely forgot I did that, and it was really hard. This might sound morbid. I don't even know, this is really weird to say, but he was being cremated after the funeral, and just afterwards just thinking he's in a fire right now. He doesn't even exist anymore. He's just dust. It's so freaking weird talking about this. I never go into this much detail, and I just also don't talk about it very much. But it was just really hard. And of course I was depressed and mourned for a very, very long time. But after a few months, I was still sad, but I had to change my mindset. I couldn't be depressed. He wouldn't want me to be depressed forever. He inspired people, and everyone loved him. Everyone loved him. So it made me really realize that you can go at any time. Life can take you at any time. You can be a well-loved person. You can be going after your dream job and getting it, and things can seem great, but you can go at any time. So that made me realize, why not go after what I want to do in life? Why hold back? Why be stuck in my hometown? Why just work for my dad for the rest of my life and not go after the things that I love? I've always loved creative things. I always wanted to do singing and acting, and I just love that sort of a thing. So because I always had a desire to do acting, never did it because I was always way too afraid to do it, I went out and I got an agent in Portland, and I started looking up how to do acting and take acting and get into acting on YouTube. And through looking up how to do these things on YouTube, I found that people had YouTube channels where they did their own little sketches and they did their own music covers. And I saw that I could do all these things I had interest in, the acting, the singing, everything, on my own. I could make it myself, and I got so interested in that. And that's when I made a YouTube channel. And my whole goal with my YouTube channel was I wanted to grow my following. I wanted to find the success in doing the things I love to do in order to help other people who have been in my position, in order to make money and donate money to epilepsy research, or raise money and help his family out, and inspire others to go after what they really want in life, because it is short and it also can be taken from you at any point. So why waste your time? And I always pictured growing my audience on YouTube to reach a ton of people so that I could share this story and tell anyone out there, if you've lost someone or have gone through traumatic things and you feel hopeless, it can get better, and you can change your mindset, and you don't have to be stuck in the depression from tragedy. And even though it's sad that this happened and it hurts, and it's a huge part of my story and why I am where I am today, as sad as it is to say, it probably was meant to happen, because I do think that everything happens for a reason, and I think he changed a lot of people's lives from experiencing him in his life, but I think he also changed a lot of people's lives through his death, because it definitely changed the course of my life. I would not be here if it wouldn't have happened. And on the bright side, as sad as it is, the fact that he did move so with his move, he, had going away things, and he was able to reconnect and say goodbye and, connect with people before actually passing away. And maybe if he was still in Washington, it still would have happened, and he wouldn't have gotten that last goodbye with everyone, the goodbye parties, the goodbye, hugs, I love you, the meaningful interactions that he had before his move. I did find out a little while later, if I'm remembering correctly, of course it's been 10 years, but if I'm remembering correctly, he had a seizure because he did not have his medication, which led to a heart attack. And that is ultimately what took him. Oh yeah, I just remembered, I almost forgot this part of the story. So I said that I never got to tell him that I loved him. Well, about a week before he moved to Texas, he mentioned like, oh, I hung out with some people, my ex was there, I actually talked about you tonight. And he's like, it was really nice. And he didn't tell me what their conversation was, but after he passed away, this ex contacted me online and was like, hey, I felt like I needed to tell you this, but a little while ago before Chris moved to Texas, I was with him and he told me about you and he said that he was falling in love with you. I don't know if he ever told you that, but I thought you would want to know. So that was like a huge blessing. That was like an answer and like closure. And I was really grateful for her reaching out to me, especially when I said other people didn't receive the information very well, like just getting that reassurance. And after being like, I was never able to tell him I loved him, he was still able to tell me that he did back. And I know that he might be gone, but I think he knows that happened. He knows how I felt, and he knows that I received the information back. So as I was trying to say, if you have dealt with something like this, I have gone through this. I know how you feel. I know it doesn't feel real. And then I also know that one day it stops hurting all the time. One day you just have to move on with your life, and it's still always going to be a part of you, but use it for good. Don't be bitter by it. Don't shut everyone out because you've been hurt. Connect with people who have dealt with the same thing and, care for each other and help each other, because everyone's hurt. Everyone's gone through pain. Everyone eventually loses everyone else because we all go at some point. This is one thing we can all connect on, and I've just tried to use this experience to be the best person I can be. It's so weird. So weird to actually be making this video now, and I know I'm not expressing it exactly the way I wanted to, but I wanted to share this story with you because it is why I make videos. It has been my goal this whole time to be able to share this with you and just be transparent. And I've had other things happen to me since then. I've been through toxic relationships and all of this stuff, but I'm working to be the best person I can be and to hopefully inspire others to do the same. And I don't even have the words for what I really want to say, but I hope that this can connect with some of you. I was debating monetizing this video because I'm like, I feel guilty making money off of this because it just feels weird. But then I'm like, one of my goals was always to make money to help people. That's always been my goal with success. Well, I want to, better myself, but I also want to help people. I'm not saying that this video is going to blow up and get a ton of views and make a ton of money. Maybe YouTube won't even let it be monetized. But if it does, and I do make money off of this, I want to either donate the money to epilepsy research or some sort of charity, or even possibly donate it to his family because I know he would want to help his mom out if he was still here. So that's another possible option. I don't know. Let me know what you think the best option for that is. Obviously, I'll figure something out and I'll share it with you. I just want to help people with it if I do make money off of this video. Oh gosh, I'm sure there's so much I did not say that I wanted to say. Any other information that I left out, I will leave in the description down below. I just want to be understood. I want to connect with you. If you've been through anything, share it in the comments if you'd like to, and I encourage everyone else to interact and support each other, because we all hurt and we all can help each other. And I think that's the important thing in life. So with that, I hope you understand me a little more now. I want to be more open and transparent. I've always had a hard time expressing myself, and I feel like recently I've been working on that, and I've become a lot better. So that is my story. I hope maybe it will help some of you. Please don't pity me. I don't want to be pitied. This is something that obviously, when I go into detail about it, it makes me emotional, but it has shaped my life, and it has given me purpose. I'm sad that it happened, and it's a tragedy, but I'm also grateful that I learned such a big lesson from it. Okay, but that is all I have for you for this video. You know, hit the like button, have conversations down below, whatever you want to do. If you want to subscribe to me, go ahead and do that. I post videos every week. It's a variety channel. I don't just talk about sad things in my life usually, but gonna recenter myself now. And yeah, I hope this at least connected with one of you out there. And if it did, if you've gone through this, you're not alone. I understand. It will be okay. It will. Okay, well, that's all I have for today. I will see you soon with a new video. Bye, guys.